Hi, everyone. You want to achieve greatness, but the biggest barrier you face isn't the world outside. It's the person you see in the mirror every day. Too many of you are lying to yourselves. You tell yourself you're tired, too busy, or not good enough. You're constantly making excuses, pretending that tomorrow will be the day you start. But guess what? Tomorrow never comes. Stop lying to yourself. You wake up every day with a choice to either break the cycle of self-deception or stay trapped in the comfort of your own excuses. But you want to win, right? You want to break through to achieve something bigger than Chief ever dreamed. But here's the hard truth: you'll never get there until you confront the lies you've been telling yourself. It's easy to make excuses, easy to say, I'll work harder tomorrow, or I'll stay till next week. But let me tell you something, every time you push things off, you lose. Every time you hit snooze on your alarm, you lose. Every time you don't show up for yourself, you lose. The truth is, the only thing standing between you and success is the story you've been telling yourself. That story is a lie. Why are you telling yourself you can't do it? Why do you think you're not enough? That's the narrative you've been feeding yourself to stay comfortable. It's easy to stay in your little bubble of mediocrity, but nothing changes if you don't. You want success, but you're not willing to pay the price for it. The price is hard work, sacrifice, and the willingness to face the truth. Every time you give in to your excuses, you're robbing yourself of the chance to grow. You're lying to yourself when you say you can't handle the pressure. You're lying when you say you don't have enough time or energy. And the truth is, you have the power, the time, and the strength. You've just been too afraid to use it. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment to change. There's no such thing. The best time to change is now. You don't have to be perfect to start, but you do have to start to become perfect. Stop lying to yourself about your potential. Stop telling yourself that you're not capable of greatness. That is the lie that keeps you stuck in the same place year after year. Every day you wait, you're only delaying the life you could be living. So stop pretending like you're working hard enough. Stop telling yourself that you're giving it your all when you know you're not. You're better than this. And you have more in you than you've allowed yourself to believe. Stop allowing fear, too much, and comfort to dictate your life. Push yourself past the lies. Push yourself past the stories you've been telling yourself about who you are and what you're capable of. It's time to break those chains. It's time to stop pretending. The truth is hard, but it's the only thing that will set you free. So get up, stand tall, and face the truth head on. And it's not about doing things perfectly, it's about doing them consistently. Stop waiting for motivation to magically appear. Well, motivation doesn't come to those who sit around and wait for it. It comes to those who are willing to work even when they don't feel like it. It comes to those who do the hard things even when it's uncomfortable. If you want to see real change in your life, you have to stop lying to yourself about what you're willing to do. You have to stop telling yourself you'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow isn't promised. Today is all you've got. So stop making excuses. Stop hiding behind the lies. It's time to face the music. Do you want to keep living a life of mediocrity? Or are you ready to face the truth and put in the work? It's not going to be easy, but I can promise you that the hard work is worth it. The struggle, the pain, the sacrifice, they all lead to something bigger than you ever imagined. You can be more than you are right now. You can be stronger, faster, smarter, and more resilient. And only if you stop lying to yourself about what you can do. Only if you stop settling for less than what you're capable of. It's time to stop giving in to your own lies. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you've been allowing yourself to believe. Every time you push past your limits, you grow. And that's where greatness is born. The biggest barrier to your success isn't the challenges or obstacles you face. It's the lies you tell yourself. Every time you say, I can't do this, or hard too hard, you're holding yourself back with a lie. You convince yourself that you're not capable, that you're too weak or not smart enough, and that it's easier to give up than to push through. But here's the harsh reality. These are just stories you've created to protect yourself from failure. to keep you comfortable in your own limitations. And you can't move forward if you're constantly living in a world of self-deception. And you can confront these lies head on if you want to break free. And the problem is that these lies have become so ingrained in your mind that you don't even realize they're there anymore. They've become part of your everyday thinking. You don't even question them. You wake up each day and tell yourself that you can't do what needs to be done. You convince yourself that you'll never be able to reach your goals. And that's exactly why you don't. On the moment you accept the lies, the moment you stop moving, the moment you decide to accept the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it might be, is the moment everything changes. But confronting the truth isn't easy. It means looking yourself in the mirror and acknowledging that you've begin your own way. It means admitting that you've been making excuses, that you've been allowing fear to hold you back, and that you've been settling for less than you deserve. It means accepting that the only thing stopping you is you. This is hard, but it's also freeing. Once you face these uncomfortable truths, you can break the chains of self-doubt and start moving toward what's possible. When you stop lying to yourself, you open up a whole new world of possibilities. You stop limiting yourself by the stories you've been telling yourself. You realize that the only limitations are the ones you've created in your own mind. When you acknowledge the lies, you start to replace them with the truth that you are capable, that you have the power, and that you can achieve greatness if you're willing to put in the work. And the truth will challenge you, but it will also empower you to take action and take control of your life. This is where the real work begins. It's not about just facing the truth once and moving on. And it's about continuously confronting those lies each and every day and refusing to let them hold you back. The lies will always try to creep in, but you have the power to push them aside. The more you face the truth, the stronger you'll become. And with each step forward, you'll move closer to the person you were always meant to be. Every day you are faced with choices, and these choices shape your life. The power lies within you to either break free from the chains of self-deception or to remain trapped in the comfort of your excuses. You're constantly at a crossroads, one path leading to growth, the other leading to stagnation. The easy route is to tell yourself that you can't, that it's too hard, that you're not ready. But each time you make that choice, you're reinforcing the lie that you can't change. The truth is, you have the ability to choose a different path every single day. Each time you wake up, you face a choice. Do you continue down the road of self-limitation, or do you push yourself beyond what you think you're capable of? It's easy to settle for the comfortable, the familiar, the known. But nothing changes if you stay in that place. A hard choice is to break free, to challenge yourself, and to embrace discomfort. Oh, the truth is, the harder choice is the one that leads to growth. The comfort zone may feel safe, but it's also where your potential stays dormant, hidden behind a wall of excuses. When you choose to stay in the comfort zone, you're telling yourself that you're not worthy of more. You're choosing to believe the lies you've told yourself. You're choosing to stay small. But when you choose to step outside of that bubble, to face the discomfort and push through the resistance, you're making the decision to grow. Every time you make the choice to take action, to push through fear and doubt, you strengthen your resolve. And you show yourself that you are capable of so much more than you've been willing to admit. The truth is, it's not about waiting for the perfect moment or for the right circumstances. And the perfect moment doesn't exist. The only moment that matters is right now. The power to change your life is in your hands, and it's up to you to make the choice. You can choose to keep telling yourself that tomorrow will be the day, or you can choose to act today. Every choice you make moves you either closer to your goals or further away from them. You can't afford to waste time waiting for things to line up perfectly, because they never will. When making the right choices doesn't mean it will always be easy. It's about making the decision, take action, even when it feels hard, when it feels like you're not ready. And it's about making the choice to stop lying to yourself. Every decision you make adds up over time, and those decisions will either build a life of progress or a life of regret. So make today the day you choose to break free from the lies, step into the discomfort, and take control of your destiny. Well, your future depends on the choices you make right now. Excuses are the enemy of progress. Every time you make an excuse, you are not only delaying your success, but you are also reinforcing the lies you've been imagining yourself. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or I'm too tired today, but what you're really doing is giving yourself permission to stay stuck. You're giving your fear and self-doubt control over your life. The truth is, the more excuses you make, the more you reinforce your inability to take action. It's a cycle that keeps you from growing, and it's a cycle that you have the power to break. Excuses are the easiest way to avoid discomfort. The easy thing is to tell yourself that you're too busy, too tired, or too overwhelmed to take action. But comfort never leads to greatness. When you make excuses, you are choosing to stay in your current situation, to remain in the same place, stuck in a loop of inaction. Every excuse you make is just another reason to avoid doing the hard work that's required to achieve your goals. The harder path, the one that requires you to step up, face the discomfort, and push through, is the one that leads to success. And there will always be reasons to put things off. Life will never be perfect, and conditions will never align the way you think they should. If you keep waiting for the right time, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. On the moment you take action is the moment everything changes. Every time you tell yourself tomorrow, you are choosing to stay in a cycle of procrastination. The only way to break free from this cycle is to stop making excuses and take action now. The real cost of making excuses is you rob yourself of progress. Every day you delay is a day lost. Every time you avoid the hard work, you are sacrificing the opportunity to grow. The longer you wait to take action, the more difficult it becomes to get started. And the momentum you need to succeed won't come from waiting, it comes from doing. Excuses may feel comfortable in the moment, but they leave you stuck. They prevent you from moving forward, and they keep you from living up to your full potential. The power to stop making excuses is within you. It starts with a decision to stop lying to yourself about why you can't or shouldn't take action, or why you take action. Excuses you've been making are nothing more than fear disguised reason. The moment you stop letting fear control you and start taking action, you will feel the weight lift. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward breaking the cycle. Don't wait until tomorrow, because tomorrow is never guaranteed. Take control today and make the decision to stop hiding behind excuses. The biggest obstacle standing between you and success is not external, it's internal. And the story you tell yourself about who you are, about your abilities, is what truly holds you back. You've convinced yourself that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, that you're not cut out for greatness. But here's the truth, those are just stories. They're the lies you've told yourself over and over until you started to believe them. And because you believe these lies, you let them control your actions, your decisions, and your future. But the only thing standing between you and your potential is the story you're telling yourself. Every time you say, I'm not capable, or it's too hard for me, you are reinforcing the limits that you placed on yourself. The truth is, your mind is incredibly powerful, and it can either empower you or limit you based on the narrative you choose to accept. If you continue to tell yourself that you're not good enough, you will act in ways that reinforce that belief. But if you choose to tell yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you can overcome any obstacle, you will begin to take actions that reflect that truth. You are the one who sets your own limits. And the power of your mindset cannot be overstated. Every achievement, every success begins with the belief that you are capable of it. If you've been lying to yourself and telling yourself that you can't, then you're creating a barrier that doesn't actually exist. The only real barrier is the one you build in your mind. Your potential is limitless, but you must first recognize that you are the one holding the key to unlocking it. And the moment you change the story you tell yourself is the moment you unlock the power to break through any obstacle in your path. Your past mistakes, your failures, and your shortcomings do not define you. But if you continue to identify with them, if you continue to see yourself as someone who has failed, you will never move forward. You're not your mistakes. You're not your failures. You're not the limitations you've convinced yourself are true. And you have the power to rewrite your story by your moment. And the story you choose to tell will determine who you become. When you stop letting your past define you and start seeing yourself as someone capable of greatness, that's when the real transformation begins. You are the only one who can break free from the chains you've placed around yourself. No one else can do it for you. It starts with recognizing that the obstacle's not out there, it's inside your own mind. Stop telling yourself that you can't, and start telling yourself that you will. Your potential has always been there, waiting for you to see it, but it's up to you to embrace it. When you stop lying to yourself about your limitations, you'll start to realize just how powerful you truly are. The only thing that has ever been standing in your way is the version of yourself you've been afraid to let go of. We all fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect moment, the time when everything will align perfectly and we'll feel completely ready to take action. But here's the harsh truth: there is no perfect moment. There is no magical time when all your doubts, fears, and insecurities will disappear. If you keep waiting for things to be just right, you'll be waiting forever. The perfect moment is a lie you've told yourself to avoid stepping into the unknown, to avoid facing the discomfort of taking action. But if you wait for everything to be perfect, you'll never start. Perfectionism is just another form of procrastination. The truth is, you'll never feel ready because growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from action. It comes from stepping into the chaos, even when you don't know what's ahead. And if you keep telling yourself that you need more time, more resources, more experience, you're making excuses. You'll let fear hold you back from doing what you know deep down needs to be done. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take that first step. The perfect moment doesn't exist. What matters is the decision to start now. Every day you wait is a day you're missing out on the progress you could be making. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, but then tomorrow becomes the next day, and the next. And before you know it, weeks, months, and even years have passed. The clock is ticking, and the longer you wait, the more opportunities you lose. And the perfect moment is not going to come knocking on your door. You have to create it by taking action right now, no matter how imperfect the circumstances may seem. Don't let your fears control you by making you believe that you have to wait until you're completely prepared. There's a reason why the greatest achievements come from people who step out of their comfort zones and take risks. The ones who succeed are the ones who start before they're ready, the ones who take action even when they're unsure. You don't need to have all the answers. What you need is the courage to start moving. Once you start, the clarity will come and momentum will build. The truth is, the only thing that truly matters is what you do right now. Stop lying to yourself and saying that you'll start when the time is right. Or the time is now. You'll never be fully prepared, but you'll learn as you go. The journey starts with that first step. And that first step only happens when you stop waiting for perfection. Don't let the fear of imperfection stop you from achieving what you're capable of. The perfect moment is a myth. The real moment is now. And it's waiting for you to take action. You've been telling yourself for too long that you're not strong enough, not capable enough, or not good enough to succeed. But the truth is, you have everything you need within you to achieve greatness. Your strength, your energy, and your power are already there. It's not something you need to search for or wait for. It's not something that's going to come from some external source. It's something that's been inside you all along. You've been lying to yourself, telling yourself that you don't have the power to succeed, but those lies are just obstacles keeping you from realizing your true potential. Every challenge you face, every obstacle that stands in your way is an opportunity for you to tap into that power. It's easy to believe that you're not capable when things get tough, but when you dig deep, when you push through the pain and discomfort, you'll find that you have an untapped well of strength inside of you. It's the strength that has been there all along, waiting for you to acknowledge it. When you stop lying to yourself and start believing in your own power, you'll realize that there's nothing you can't overcome. You have the ability to push through any obstacle. The power within you is not just about physical strength, it's about mental and emotional resilience. It's about being able to keep going when everything in you is screaming to stop. And it's about refusing to give in to the voice that tells you that you're not enough. Your mind is your greatest asset. And when you choose to believe in your own strength, you unlock a force within you that is unstoppable. Stop letting the lies you've told yourself limit what you believe you can do. You've already proven to be yourself time and time again that you are capable of far more than you think. There is no magic moment when you'll suddenly discover this power. It's always been there, just waiting for you to recognize it. And every time you've told yourself that you don't have the strength to succeed, you've ignored it. It's time to stop ignoring the power within you. It's time to stop holding yourself back with self-doubt and fear. When you choose to believe in yourself, when you stop lying to yourself, you stop being the obstacle in your own path and start being the force that moves you forward. When you stop believing the lie that you don't have what it takes, you open the door to endless possibilities. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones. The power to achieve everything you want is inside you right now. It's not something you need to wait for. You don't need to look outside of yourself for the strength to succeed. It's been within you all along. And the moment you stop lying to yourself and embrace that truth, you will unlock the power to do anything you set your mind to. Your success starts with believing in yourself and realizing that the power to achieve it has always been within you. Success doesn't come from living in your comfort zone. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you have to be willing to step into discomfort. It's easy to convince yourself that you'll wait until you feel ready, but that's just another lie you're telling yourself. Comfort is a trap. It keeps you from growing. When you're comfortable, you're not challenging yourself, and when you're not challenging yourself, you're not evolving. Discomfort is where growth happens. It's where your true potential lies, but you'll never reach it unless you're willing to push through the pain and discomfort that come with it. Well, discomfort is a sign that you're on the right path. When things get tough, when you feel the strain of effort, that's when you're breaking down the barriers you've placed around yourself. The truth is, if you want to change, you have to be willing to endure some pain. Pain is not something to be avoided, it's something to be embraced. Every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to test your limits, to see just how far you can push yourself. When you embrace that discomfort, you're taking one step closer to unlocking that true potential. The reason why most people never achieve what they want is because they run from discomfort. They seek the easy way out. They wait for the perfect moment when everything feels just right, but that moment never comes. True success is earned through struggle. It's earned through perseverance when things are hard. It's earned by continuing to push forward even when your body and mind are screaming for you to stop. But that's the exact moment where the magic happens, the moment when you push through and break free from your own self-imposed limitations. When you avoid discomfort, you're avoiding growth. The discomfort you feel when you're pushing yourself is actually your body and mind adapting to a new level of challenge. It's a sign that you're becoming stronger mentally and physically. When you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, you begin to see challenges as opportunities. You stop seeing obstacles as things to be feared and start seeing them as opportunities to test your limits and grow beyond you thought was possible. Embracing discomfort means not letting fear dictate your actions. It means showing up even when it's hard. The discomfort you face today will be the strength you rely on tomorrow. Every time you push through a difficult moment, you build resilience, determination, and strength. These are the qualities that will serve you in the long run. Success is not about avoiding pain. It's about mastering how to move through it. When you stop lying to yourself and stop looking for shortcuts, you will realize that embracing discomfort is the only way to reach the next level. You don't grow by staying in comfort, you grow by embracing the challenges that push you beyond your limits. Perfection is an illusion. You've been lying to yourself, thinking that you'd have everything figured out before you take action, or that you need to be perfect in everything you do. The truth is, perfection is a trap. It keeps you stuck, waiting for the right moment, waiting for everything to be flawless. But the reality is that the more you chase perfection, the more you delay progress. And what really matters is consistency, the daily commitment to show up and do the work, no matter how imperfect the results might seem. Success doesn't require perfection, it requires persistence and effort. Every day you have the opportunity to take one step closer to your goal. It doesn't matter if it's a big leap or a small step. What matters is that you keep moving forward. Consistency is the key to unlocking success, not perfection. The small, consistent actions you take every day compound over time. It's the effort you put in day after day, even when it feels like you're not making progress, that creates lasting change. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be consistent. One imperfect step forward is worth more than 1,000 days of waiting for the perfect moment. Perfectionism often leads to self-doubt and fear of failure. When you believe that you have to do things perfectly, you set yourself up for constant disappointment. You tell yourself if it's not perfect, it's not worth doing. But that's a lie. The truth is, no one who has ever achieved greatness has done so by waiting for everything to be perfect. They did it by showing up, by putting in the work, and by staying committed to the process. Success isn't about being flawless, it's about being relentless. It's about refusing to give up even when things don't go according to plan. You don't need to have all the answers or the perfect strategy. What you need is the courage to keep going, even when you don't know what the outcome will be. Success is built on the small, consistent actions you take every day, even when you're uncertain or scared. It's the ability to stay committed to the process, no matter how messy it seems. Perfection will never come, but progress will. And progress is what matters most. Every day you show up, you're one step closer to your goal, even if you don't see it right away. When you choose consistency over perfection, you free yourself from the pressure of trying to be perfect. Well, you stop worrying about every little detail and start focusing on what truly matters, showing up and putting in the effort. Perfection doesn't move you forward, but consistency does. The more you commit to the process, the more you'll realize that the path to success isn't about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Keep showing up, even when it's hard, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. And consistency is what will get you to where you want to be, and it's the only thing that matters. The first step toward real change is facing the harsh truth about where you are right now. It's easy to live in denial, to tell yourself that things aren't as bad as they seem, that you're doing better than you really are. But that's a lie, and it's keeping you stuck. The truth is, you won't make it real progress until you acknowledge your current reality. No matter how uncomfortable or painful it may be, the longer you avoid facing the truth, the longer you'll stay trapped in the same sort of mediocrity. Only when you face the truth about where you are can you begin to take the necessary steps to move forward. Living in denial is a defense mechanism. It's easier to convince yourself that everything is fine than it is to confront the uncomfortable reality of your situation. As long as you keep lying to yourself, you will remain where you are. The reality is that change requires uncomfortable truths. You need to look at your life and your choices with an honest lens. If you're not where you want to be, it's time to ask yourself why. And the hard truth is often the most painful, but it's also the most powerful. Once you face it, you can start to make the necessary changes to improve your situation. The truth can be brutal, but it is also the key to unlocking your potential. When you accept where you are, you can identify what needs to change. Without this clarity, you're just blindly moving through life, hoping things will improve on their own. But hope isn't a strategy, and pretending things are okay won't make them okay. When you stop lying to yourself, you free yourself from the chains of self-deception. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter and start focusing on what will move you closer to your goals. A hard truth may sting, but it's the only way to break free from the lies that have been holding you back. Facing the truth is liberating. It gives you the power to take control of your life and change your circumstances. When you stop making excuses and confront the reality of your situation, you open up a world of possibility. It's in those moments of brutal honesty with yourself that you realize you have the power to transform your life. The truth doesn't have to be a negative force, it's a catalyst for growth. By acknowledging the truth, you stop living in a fantasy and start living in reality. And in reality, You have the power to change, to grow, and to succeed. The truth will set you free, but only if you're willing to face it head on. It may be uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is a sign of growth. The moment you stop lying to yourself, you'll begin to see the path forward clearly. A hard truth is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. When you face it, you step into your true purity, and with that power, you can transform your life in ways you never imagined. So stop avoiding the truth and start confronting it. It's the only way to break free from the chains of your own self-deception and move toward the life you were meant to live. You've been waiting for motivation to come to you, haven't you? You've been sitting there telling yourself that one day something will click and you'll be ready to take action. Here's the truth. Motivation doesn't just show up. It doesn't appear out of thin air. Motivation isn't something you can wait for. It's something you create through action. When you take action, motivation follows. It's the act of doing the work, putting in the effort. It's showing up every day that fuels your drive. Stop waiting for motivation to find you, start taking action, and motivation will come with it. Too many people wait for the right moment to begin. They sit around waiting for the perfect circumstances, thinking that if everything lines up, then they'll be ready to move. But the truth is that perfect moment doesn't exist. It's a lie you tell these to avoid stepping into discomfort. Action doesn't wait for the stars to align. Action doesn't wait for the perfect conditions. It pushes through the challenges despite the doubts, despite the fear. You won't feel ready all the time, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you start, no matter how imperfect the situation may seem. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that motivation is a prerequisite for success. But in reality, it's action that leads to motivation. When you take action, you create momentum. The more you do, the more motivated you become to keep going. It's like the snowball effect. Small actions lead to bigger actions, which in turn build your drive to do even more. It's not about waiting for motivation to strike. It's about taking those first steps, no matter how small, and trusting that action will fuel your passion. Motivation follows commitment, not the other way around. You've probably convinced yourself that you'll start working hard tomorrow, that you'll feel more motivated next week. But tomorrow never comes, and next week is always just out of reach. The truth is that you have to start now. You have to take action today. Waiting only prolongs your progress. The longer you wait, the further away your goals seem. But the moment you take action, you immediately shift your mindset. You stop being a passive observer of your own life and become an active participant in creating your future. Every action you take brings you one step closer to the life you want to live. Don't wait for motivation to magically appear. Take action and motivation will come. It's that simple. Every day you have the opportunity to create your own drive by choosing to take the next step, no matter how small. You don't need to wait for everything to be perfect. You just need to start. The key to success isn't motivation, it's consistent action. If you can show up, do the work, and keep pushing forward every single day, you will achieve what you set out to do. Action is the key, and when you unlock it, everything else will follow. You've been running from the struggle, haven't you? You've been avoiding the discomfort, the pain, and the sacrifice, thinking that if you just take it easy or avoid it long enough, things will get better. But here's the harsh truth: struggle is not something to be avoided. Struggle is the path to growth. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success should come easily, that it should be smooth and effortless. But the reality is, anything worth having will require struggle. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in the fire of hardship, in the midst of sacrifice, and through the pain of pushing yourself beyond your limits. It's time to stop lying to yourself and accept that struggle is a necessary part of the process. Every time you face hardship, you're being shaped. Every sacrifice you make, every uncomfortable moment you endure is building you into a stronger version of yourself. You may not see it in the moment, but every struggle is refining you. It's easy to look at your challenges, you'll look at child in me. Why is this happening? But instead, shift your perspective. Ask yourself, what is this struggle teaching me? How is this helping me grow? The pain you experience is temporary, but the lessons it brings will last forever. Struggle is the fire that forges your resilience, your character, and your strength. The truth is, growth is painful. Success doesn't come to those who avoid difficulty. It comes to those who lean into the struggle, who don't back down when the going gets tough. It's in these moments that you find out who you really are. When everything inside you wants to quit, when your body and mind scream for you to stop, that's when you must push forward. That's where growth lies. If you run from the struggle, you run from the greatness that's waiting for you. The more you embrace struggle, the more you build your mental and emotional strength, making you capable of achieving things you once thought impossible. And you've been lying to yourself if you think you can reach your goals without sacrifice. Success requires that you give something up: your comfort, your time, your energy. But every sacrifice you make brings you closer to your goals. The pain you feel along the way is part of the price you pay for success. And that price is worth it. When you look back at the struggles you face, you won't regret them. Instead, you'll see them as the stepping stones that led you to your success. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without sacrifice, there is no reward. Embrace the struggle and you'll find that it's not the enemy you once thought it was. It's the thing that will propel you to greatness. The challenges you face today will become the stories of triumph you tell tomorrow. Stop lying to yourself about avoiding discomfort. The struggle is not something to fear, it's the foundation of your strength. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it shape you into the person you need to become in order to achieve everything you've ever dreamed of. The road to greatness is filled with sacrifice and pain, but it's also the road that leads to your true potential. You've been putting it off, haven't you? You've been telling yourself that you'll start tomorrow, that you'll get to it later, that you need just a little more time to prepare. But tomorrow never comes. You've been lying to yourself for too long, thinking you'll have more time, that you'll be ready when the moment is perfect. The truth is, the only moment that matters is now. Right now, you don't have time to waste. Every second you spend is self-deception. Every minute you let pass without taking action is a minute you'll never get back. The time is now. It's time to stop making excuses and start taking control of your life. You've been waiting for the right time, but the truth, there is no perfect time. The time to act is always right now. The lies you tell yourself about later are holding you back. You keep pushing things off, thinking that you can catch up eventually, but the longer you wait, the further behind you get. It's time to stop waiting for things to line up perfectly. They never will. Life is messy, it's unpredictable, and it's never going to be exactly the way you want it to be. That's why you need to stop waiting for the perfect conditions and take action now. If you want to make a change in your life, if you want to achieve anything meaningful, you can't afford to wait any longer. Your time is now. And if you don't take advantage of it, you'll keep spinning your wheels and getting nowhere. The excuses you've been using are just another form of self-deception. I'm too busy. I'm not ready. I need more time to prepare. These are just excuses that keep you stuck in your comfort zone. And the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment for you to start. You're never going to feel completely ready. You have to take the leap, even when you feel uncertain. The sooner you accept that the time is now, the sooner you'll start making real progress. The excuses you've been hiding behind are just a way to avoid the discomfort of stepping outside your comfort zone. But that discomfort is where growth happens. Stop lying to yourself and step into the now. Every day you waste is another day not living the life you were meant to live. You have the power to take control of your life and make it what you want it to be. But you have to act. You have to stop waiting for things to change on their own and start making the change happen. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready, it moves forward whether you're ready or not. So why wait? Why waste another day? The life you've been dreaming of won't come to you on its own. It comes when you decide to stop making excuses and take control. Your time is now, and it's time to get started. When you realize the only time you have is now, everything changes. You stop procrastinating, you stop making excuses, and you start living with urgency. Every moment is an opportunity to take a step toward your goals. Every day is another chance to make progress. Your future is shaped by what you do right now, not by what you plan to do tomorrow. Things don't wait. for the perfect time to act. Don't wait until you feel ready. The time is now, and the only thing standing between you and your success is your willingness to face the truth and take action today. Stop lying to yourself and start living the life you were meant to live. So right now, look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, what have I been lying about? And then make the decision to stop. Make the decision to show up every single day and do what needs to be done, even when it's hard. Stop telling yourself you can't. Start telling yourself you will. And the truth will set you free, but only if you're willing to embrace it. You've got one shot at this life. Don't waste it on lies and excuses. Stop lying to yourself and start living the life you've always wanted. Thank you all for taking the time to listen and reflect on today's message. I hope these words have inspired you to think differently about your journey towards success and wealth. Take care, stay focused, and never stop working towards your best self. Until next time, keep moving forward. Goodbye and God bless.